Thank the 12 you're alive, meteor. When that battleship appeared and fired on the village, we feared the game was up for you and Alphino. What the 7 hell's happened out there?
We met Varys. And the Archbishop was with an Ascian.
First the Archbishop turns up with an Ascian in tow, and now the goddamn Empire pays us a visit? What is this? A procession of notable bastards? Who's next? The Keeper of the 7th Bloody Gate?
Could be. Could be. No one so notable, Master Garland. I'm happy to report that the Zundu were overjoyed to learn of Bismarck's demise. Chief Sonu sends his warmest regards, Meteor. There was much talk of westerly winds. Miraculously, none suffered lasting harm during the raid. It would seem the Zundu were taken entirely unawares and wisely chose to offer no resistance. I sense that they have no more to fear from the Empire, for the present at least. Had the Empire truly been intent on their extermination, Okazundu would be already been leveled. Plainly, Varys is only interested in reaching Azizla.
Speaking of which, if you're all ready to continue the chase, the Enterprise is as well, shall we?
Oh, we get a Sid. And what will we find at the end of the road? Well, what are we waiting for? I was talking to you, I don't know.
Lest you wonder, Wedge was able to calculate the heading indicated by the beam of light emitted by the key. If Azizla lies in that direction, we'll find it.
Perfect.
The Solil may have a lead on us, but she's no Enterprise. We'll catch him. You see.
All right. We've got our pay-to-win mount. We've got friends. And we've got a heading. Let's do this.
I did not think that I would ever have occasion to pilot a suit of Magitech armor again. Least of all under these circumstances.
It's only like $12. Don't make a big deal out of it.
My full name is Lucia Go Junius, and I was born a citizen of Garlemald.
Ah, that explains it. When we first met in Ishgard, I very nearly called you Livia.
Livia? Livia Sas Junius? The tribunus who served under Gaius van Baelsar?
What?
Aye, she was my sister, though we spent little time together. After our parents were killed in an uprising, we were sent to live in different households, setting us on separate paths. Livia felt at home on the battlefield and chose to become a soldier, while I underwent training to become a spy.
Then, Ishgard was...
My mission. It was believed that Allagan relics of great worth were stored in the vault, and I was sent to investigate. Though I was given little information at the time, I now suspect I was searching for the key we but recently lost. And then I met Sir Emmerich. 'Twas his usefulness to my mission which prompted me to approach him, but I soon found myself drawn to him for other reasons. He too was a prisoner of his past, judged for his heritage as a bastard son of the Archbishop. Yet unlike my sister and I, he did not curse his fate. He simply rose above it. time, I came to realize that I had found a man worth following, and a new home besides. And when I subsequently confessed all to Sir Emmerich, he was good enough to accept me into his service.
I do not question your loyalty to Sir Emmerich. 'Tis your loyalty to your sister which concerns me.
I have long been of the opinion that those who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future. My sister fought for her convictions and for those she held dear. So do I. So must we all.
Well, I, for one, am happy to welcome a fellow Garlean to our merry band. Especially one who can make Magitech armor sing.
Chief, we should be getting close.
Once we break through those clouds, we'll be right where the light was pointing. Right where Azizlar should be.
Hold on, everyone! Look! I think that's it!
Chief,
Is that... Alagon? Aye. There's no mistaking their handiwork.
What was that?
Some sort of barrier.
She won't hold, Chief! She's breaking up!
By all means, fly through
I've
it.
lost the auxiliary propeller!
Sid, it's no use! We must return to Ishgard and find another way!
God damn it all! Why do the Alagans always have to make everything so bloody complicated?
Okay. Epic. What could be out there that would warrant the personal attention of the Emperor himself? I don't know.
We barely finished repairing the damage incurred to our sky fishing trip. On the other hand, any landing you can walk away from, as they say. I can only presume the Salil passed through the barrier unscathed. That would certainly explain why the Vanu called it a key.
Yeah, it's almost like it's a locked door. Mother of God. Assuming Sid is correct, I have no reason to think that he is not. The Vanu's key is required to pass through the barrier protecting Azizlar, but even without it, we must find a way to reach the Isle. I shall have everyone convene at the seat of the Lord Commander that we might discuss how best to proceed. As before, make yourself known to the guardsman when you arrive, he will show you in. Alright. Welcome in, Kalistraza. I do have a Prey Return. Prey Return to Waking Sands specifically. Waking Sands specifically. We've Prey Returned to a number of other places. Alright. Let's keep moving. We are rapidly moving through these early quests. They've been quick. Don't forget to take a look at the globe. I think it's just an astro globe. I think you guys are right. I think it's the night sky. I think I was excited, hoping it was more than it was.
Ah, you all returned. Sir Emmerich and the others await you within.
Great. You seem much happier than the last time I talked to you.
In summary, the Isle owes its lofty position to the industry of the Allegans. And we can be all but certain that the Archbishop and his cronies are enjoying the view from its top.
I see.
If we are to join them, we will first need to pass through the Isle's etheric barrier, which is, alas, more powerful than most. Powerful enough to make a mess of a perfectly good airship at any rate. As far as I can gather, the barrier mechanism draws ether from the surrounding environment and polarizes its elemental aspect to produce what is, in effect, a wall of lightning.
It seems plain that without the Vanu's key, any attempt to reach the Isle will end in failure.
Alas, the key was careless enough to leave without us, and I don't think the Vanu keep a spare.
Master Garland, based on your experience, is there no other way that we might breach the barrier?
Well, in the past, we've beaten similar barriers by nullifying them with elemental converters. But the one we're up against this time dwarfs aught we've encountered before. The Enterprise simply isn't large enough to bear the requisite amount of crystals.
I'm reminded of the quantity needed to nullify Leviathan's command of the sea. A veritable mountain of crystals that could only be borne by lashing 2 galleons together to form a twin vessel, scarcely able to propel itself, much less fly.
That said, we're not without options. If it isn't feasible to nullify the barrier, we might try piercing it.
How?
We create a ram of condensed ether and mount it on my ship. There's just one problem. I don't have the faintest idea how to build one. It's going to take a true authority in the field, I reckon.
Would that the Archons were still with us.
But yesterday evening, I chanced to find Mistress Tataru in unusually high spirits. Assuming I understood her excited ramblings correctly, she has acquired a clue pointing to the whereabouts of one such individual.
She was drinking in the...
An Archon? Truly?
Ha! Fortune favors the righteous, eh? Well then, let's not waste any time. While you go and look for our missing friend, I'll work on modifying the Enterprise. Her hull will need reinforcing to bear the punishment, not to mention a mount for the ram. Just you wait, my pretty. By the time I'm finished, you'll be an airship reborn.
I thought he was gonna make us crash the big ship in the Sea of Clouds into it to just break it with just sheer mass. I thought that's what he was gonna suggest when he said a ram. It was like, well, let's just go take the big ship. It's not mine. So. She may not spend her days slaying primals, but Tataru is no less a scion than you or me. Full oft her knack for acquiring information proven vital to our endeavors. Welcome back, Meteor. How goes the mission? Did you manage to catch up with the Archbishop and his cronies? I did. Have you been here drinking this whole time? We also went to Ozisla, by the way. Oh, so you finally arrived at Ozisla! Only to find your way barred by some sort of barrier. Typical. But that's not all bad news. I've made some progress in the search for our friends. Don't worry, Meteor. We'll get to Ozisla yet. Cool. How do you plan to do that? Well, when you fled the Victory Feast, you used the ancient watercourse beneath the city, right? Yes, I would almost call that like a subterrane. If you're talking about Ul'dah, right? And so Ul'dah had a sister city that had some people called Sildine, and I bet there would be like I bet they would have like a subterrane, like a Sildine subterrane, if that sort of thing could exist, just hypothetically. Oh, Shortly after things went back to normal in Ul'dah, I asked Marshal Tarpon to have the tunnels searched. A logical place to look. It was there that you lost contact with Minfilia, Thancred, and Y'shtola, was it not? Dare I ask what the Marshal found? Oh, no. I don't actually know. Pippin's message just said that there had been a discovery, and that we were to come to the Hall of Flames at our earliest convenience. I dare not think what it might be. We shall depart at once, Tataru. Let Doriange know to join us in Ul'dah. He will wish to be present as well. Oh, yes, sir! Awesome. As thou art returned to us, wherefore might our comrades not be the same? Never shall I concede them lost till I have seen proof of their passing. We are grateful for your assistance, Master Tarpon. You saved her grace and father both. 'Tis the least I can do to repay you. Forgive my impatience, Marshal, but your missive mentioned a discovery? Yes, of course. As per your request, I had my men scour the waterways. Almost immediately, we encountered a difficulty. An entire section of the tunnel had collapsed. With the Mineral Concern's cooperation, however, we were able to remove the rubble, which yielded the battered bodies of a dozen crystal braves. Go on. Oh, be at ease, Master Alphino. Your friends were not among the deceased. That alone is cause for hope. And then there is this... Y'shtola's wand! I assumed as much. If I may, Marshal. "'Tis as I did surmise. Judging by the etheric imprint that lingereth yet upon this wand, it hath assured been employed in the casting of a most uncommon magic. Namely, the very first that man did conceive to traverse great distances. The ancient precursors to all methods of travel had utilized the lifestream. Flow. The spell entaileth the reduction of the corporeal form to its constituent aether, that the caster might enter the lifestream, and ride its currents thereby. Unlike the teleportation magics of modern times, it requireth not a lengthy incantation that Y'shtola should choose to employ such a spell, bespeaketh the need for haste. All of which would suggest she managed to escape. Would that it were so simple. Know that the scholars of Sharlayan forbade the use of this spell, and with good reason. The caster hath but limited control over his course. For every mage who came safe unto his destination, another would be set adrift in the lifestream, never to emerge. What? No, you can't mean... Be not downcast, my friends, for there is yet hope. 'Tis like that Y'shtola's passage hath left traces in the lifestream. Could we but follow these from the point at which the magic was invoked, we may yet find her. To the Sildee excavation site, then. Our thanks for your aid, Marshal. Not to mention, I shall pray for Lady Y'shtola's safe return. Simply being here calls to mind the events of that fateful day. Oh, if our friends weren't in that tunnel, that must mean they're somewhere else. You gotta stop freaking out, lady. Have a drink or something. Evidence of Y'shtola's passing have been made faint by time, but mayhap some few scant traces yet remain mania to guide our steps. Perhaps. Yes. I always wear sunglasses underneath my glasses. The trail leadeth to the north and east, unto the bosom of the Twelveswood. Are you certain? Yes. There is no mistake. Thither hath Y'shtola journeyed. Thither? Why would you use that word? And yet, the Gridonians have reported no sightings. We must take this to mean she is still adrift. Ah, if it be so, I do fear for our friend. Contrary to its name, the live stream is more akin to a raging torrent. Linger over long in the midst of this maelstrom, and the ether that formeth one's soul shall surely be scattered, ne'er to be reformed. We have no time to waste, Oriange. Pray explore all possible options for reversing the effect of this forbidden magic. Meteor, Tataru, we three shall press on to Gridania and petition the Elder Seedseer's aid.